What up, everybody? It's your boy Asian, and we're back here once again. I know it's been a few weeks and I haven't talked about Michigan football, but sorry, I was waiting on the portal, some Michigan to get some guys. See if there's any more coaching changes. The bowl game, I was gonna do a preview of the bowl game that passed, but I was like, let me just wait because Michigan doesn't have their entire roster. I want to see what they was gonna do, so I didn't want to take too much stock into it, but also was trying not to be too down on it. But with that being said, a lot has changed the last couple weeks. The portal and everything going on, and just all this movement in college football and the college football playoff going. So we'll start after Michigan hired Chip Lindsey. They got ready to prepare for the bowl game. He did not make the play calls in the bowl game, but Michigan played Alabama in the Rely Crest Bowl in Tampa, New Year's Eve. Michigan finds a way to come out on top in the Rely Crest Bowl, 19-13. Yes, they beat Alabama team who was had the complete arsenal with Jalen Milroe and company ready to go. Michigan was without their four best players and the defensive tackle duo in Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. Also, no Colston Loveland and no Will Johnson, the four best players on this team this past season. All, in my opinion, will be first-round picks. So, and all the Bama guys played, like I said. But that being said, Michigan won. Alabama was turning the ball over. Michigan was making plays. Derek Moore was making plays. A lot of guys made some plays. Brandon Hillman played well in this game. So it was just a great job defensively, and they pulled it out. Wink Martindale continues to do what he does best, and that's turn his defense up late to finish the season in a good run. Michigan is one of those teams who has momentum going into the 25 season. But Jordan Marshall, a freshman running back who I feel like is going to be the lead dog and is going to be a future star in this program and the next special guy running back at Michigan. Michigan's going to run the ball even with the philosophy changes a little bit. They're still going to run the ball, but the offense is going to open up a little more, especially with the addition of Bryce Underwood. But Jordan Marshall was MVP, 23 carries for 100 yards. Just phenomenal in this game. Defensively, gotta give a shout out to my boy Brandon Hillman, a sophomore safety, played his tail off. Dominic Nichols was a freshman. Got some burn in this game. With D.N. who thinks is going to be explosive. An edge guy is going to be crucial for Michigan these next 2 or 3 years. Also in this game, Davis Warren, the quarterback who was starting this game, ended up tearing his ACL. He went out late in that second half. So Alex Orji, who entered the portal, ended up finishing the game at quarterback, and then we already know they both ended up transferring, and Jaden Dingle ended up going to San Diego State. So that was something. I feel bad for Davis Warren. I don't think he's going to be the guy. Who knows? He hasn't even announced if he's coming back, but tough break for him, especially to tear it this late. But like I said, they made some plays. They did their thing, and they came out on top. And this builds even more momentum coming into the next season. And Stromore and company continue to build on them impressive into this season. So let's start on some more news and notes. Jayshon Brown, number 1 linebacker. He's a former transfer from Maryland. Played linebacker this season. It's been noted that he will be moving to edge, so Michigan's going to have to make some adjustments with this defense. It's going to be nice to see what we can get from him, and I'm happy he's coming back and he's returning. Also, Ernest Hausman is returning. Josiah Stewart also decided to become a pro as well. But 2 key additions on the defensive line. TJ Guy and Derek Moore are both returning for another year. That is huge for Michigan's defense. Get some veterans on there, some leadership, especially with some of the younger guys we got to help make them develop and just have some depth, which the defense didn't have as much depth coming into the season. So great. Also, we're waiting on Rashawn Benny. I think Michigan is trying to get some NIL package here to get him back. That would be a huge addition to get him back. When he's in the middle, he makes some plays. He's just disruptive. He's great. Also, this is as of January 7th on the portal. I'm going to give you the guys who Michigan has got in the transfer portal, so bear with me. Wide receiver Donovan McCulley, 6'3", 205 from the University of Indiana. He entered the portal last year at Indiana but stayed in. He was banged up this year, but he's a bigger body receiver that Michigan needs. Also got an interior offensive lineman, Brady Norton, 6'5", 290 via Cal Poly. I know it's FCS, but he was All-American in his class. I think it's definitely much needed. Michigan needs some offensive line help because the offensive line wasn't great this year. Also by quarterback, and his name might sound familiar to you guys, Mikey Keene out of Fresno State, 5'11", 200 pounds. Michigan played Fresno State in the 24 regular season, and he played decently well against Michigan before he threw that pick 6 against Will Johnson. So a great veteran guy who's going to help with Bryce Underwood. Also got a pair of safeties, a duo of brothers. TJ Metcalf, 6'1", 200 pounds out of Arkansas, 2 years eligibility left. Also his brother safety Tevis Metcalf, 5'10", 192 via Arkansas, and they are the younger cousins of Seattle Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf. Comes in, played in the SEC, can give you some depth at the safety spot. Michigan's doing a great job. Lamar Morgan's done a great job as a coordinator and being able to recruit as well. Also, linebacker Troy Bowles, 6', 220 via Georgia, spent 2 years there. Son of Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles. I think with him at Georgia, the thing was a deep linebacker room, especially heavy recruiting. He's a little undersized, but I think he can come into Michigan, at least play in the 2 depth right away and get some experience, and I think he can make some impact plays. Also, this was a huge addition, a big guy to the part of running back Justice Haynes, 5'11", 210 via Alabama. He spent 2 years at Alabama, was a highly recruited guy, 4 or 5-star guy. I really want to look at so many recruiting sites, but huge. I think him and Jordan Marshall, 1-2 dynamic duo, can be great, and that helps with Bryce Underwood whenever he gets in there and makes some plays, and I love it for Michigan. Also, a couple D linemen they added. Defensive lineman Damon Payne, 6'4", 313 from Alabama. He's from the state of Michigan. Was at Powerhouse Belleville. Comes back for his last year eligibility. Defensive lineman Trey Williams, 6'2", 305 via Clemson. 1 more year eligibility left. So add some depth into the interior. Even if Benny comes back, that helps. Add some depth. Michigan needs that. Also, the last guy, he hasn't officially signed yet. They haven't announced it yet, but I know he committed to Michigan. And as interior offensive lineman, Lawrence Hatter, 6'4", 312 via D2 Ferris State University. So he's moving up a whole division. Can play some interior, give Michigan some depth on the offensive line. And I don't think Michigan's done by yet. Like I said, guys had until the 28th, depending on when your bowl game was. Even if your bowl game was after you have 5 days until after the season's over with. There could be some surprises after this college football playoff semifinal championship game. So there's still guys who haven't even committed yet. I think Michigan still needs to address the fact that they need another wide receiver. I know they got McCulley. I know they still got Samaj back. They got Frederick Moore back. I think they're really gonna like these freshmen. They got Andrew Marshall. I think it's gonna be an immediate impact. Jacob Washington and Jamar Browder, 2 big size receivers. So I think if Michigan doesn't add it, I think you'll see a lot of those young guys playing early and often, give them some experience. Maybe kind of hopefully do what Clemson's receivers do, and TJ Moore and Bryant Westco. So we'll see. Also think you need to add a corner. Now they got a safety. Amir Hall is going to be gone. You got Jair Hill. I think Shamar Earls is going to be a very impact guy. There's a cornerback out of Washington who I think Michigan is in his top 5 for. So let's see if they can add him. Just need some experience. So we'll see what happens. And with that being said, like that, so far they have 10 guys transferring, 19 guys transferred out. And real quick before we get up out of here, recruiting update. The 25 cycle is technically not over because you still got the regular signing period in the first week of February. So there's 2 guys I'm being on the look for. 5-star offensive tackle Ty Haywood, who was originally committed to Alabama, and he's still technically on their class, but he's not going to stay there. Michigan made a big push towards before early signing day, and he decided not to sign early. So I think that's a good sign for Michigan. They're going to get him on campus, I believe, January 17th and the 18th. You still have schools like Florida State and Texas State still pushing. But I think Michigan has a good shot to add him. That would be great to get 2 5-star offensive tackles in this class because they already got Andrew Babaloa. So it'll be huge. And then before we get out of here, 4-star edge Zaire Mathis, who was previously committed to Ohio State. He will be giving his last official visit to Michigan, as he will be going to UCLA and Florida State before he has Michigan last January 25th. And I think that's a good sign for Michigan. Both UCLA and Florida State are both in turmoil right now, as like their seasons weren't great. Flipping over Michigan into the season when I think Michigan can get him, add him to this class, and add him with the edges. We develop well. We put guys in the NFL, and I think he has some superstar talent. Has a long, lean frame. I think it'd be great. I'm just happy to be a Michigan Wolverine fan. We ended the season well. He's gonna hate me to see Ohio State win a natty. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully Texas can beat them, or whoever between Notre Dame and Penn State. But we did beat them. We're moving in the right trajectory. I love it. There's still more moves to make as far as the roster movement, but so far so good. Gonna be great, man. I believe us in Florida have the best momentum going into this 2025 season, man, and I couldn't be more excited. Hey, do not forget to subscribe, like, love my video, follow me on Twitter. That's @KeepingTheScore. Hey, it's your boy Adrian. I appreciate it. I'm out.